Hello, everybody. Nana Des here. Guess what? It's Thursday. It's Take Out the Trash Day. That's right. Still waiting for my recycle to get picked up. But anyway, I'm going to do a story on a fella named Fred Piccolo. Ever heard of him? We'll get into who Fred Piccolo is. I got this story from WUSF, who also gets their news from NPR. And the writer of this article is KERRY Sheridan, and she wrote this on April 16th. Wait, what? That was yesterday. So anyway, if you're new to my channel, welcome. We have a lot of fun here. We do a lot of really crazy things here. I talk about a lot of horrible shit, but that's besides the point. So if you like what you see here, please consider subscribing. I really appreciate it. I really do. It improves my algorithm, gets my stuff out there. And if you like what you're hearing, give us an old thumbs up. That also helps with the algorithm. Leave a heart, do whatever you like, but leave something. That would be so great. Because I kind of fell off the wall for a little bit there. Starting to climb back up. I'm almost at 47,000 subscribers. I just need, I don't know, I think it's like 15 more or something before I get to 47,000. I'm trying to get to 50,000 subscribers by Mother's Day. Just saying. I know it's a while, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. And to all my hangers-on, thank you for hanging on. Yeah, you can slow that down later. So having a cup of tea with friends, it's a good thing. Especially my hangers-on, because I know a lot of you go grab a cup of tea when I come on. So cheers, dears. So let's get into this, shall we? Who's Fred Piccolo? Apparently he's 47 years old, and coincidentally, same number that the Mango Moose Knuckles presidential number. Yeah. Anyway, who he is just another Republican wagging his weenus in public. What is it with these Republican men thinking that they can get away with stuff like that? If they're not forcing their tongues down some unwitting woman's throats, saying things like, moved on her like a bitch. Yeah, I don't even wait. I just kiss. And if it's not that, then they're forcing their weenuses on unsuspecting women in places like dressing rooms, I'm just saying. Or in hotel rooms after they've drugged them. I don't know, Pighead said then. DJT come to mind. So when Ron DeSantis was on his awkward little mustache tour there to become the newest dictator of the United States, he hired Fred, where he was his communications director. Now, Freddie had some former jobs too, including as DeSantis' spokesperson. And Freddie was also a spokesperson for Richard Corcoran, who was Speaker of the House in Florida, and also while he was at the Florida Department of Education, which is probably defunct now. And Corcoran is currently the president of the once great New College. But since they fired most of the staff that brought all the great kids to the school, made sure those gays and woke people would be gone, so that college is going downhill in a handbasket. But anyway, Fred, it seems, can't keep it in his boxers, or for that matter, can't keep his clothes on either. Fred Piccolo was, as of yesterday, he was the marketing director of New College. So he was out there hanging out with all them young girls and stuff on campus. But apparently he was fired yesterday after Manatee County Sheriff's Office arrested Fred on charges of exposing his sexual organs. New College said Fred Piccolo is no longer employed by the college, and it was in an unsigned email from the communications department in response to a request from a comment from our girl, KERRY, the girl that wrote this article. And was this just a one-off? No. 4 times that he's been caught. He's also facing the music for 3 other incidents in Sarasota County several months ago. Piccolo remained in custody for a bit after Tuesday's arrest, but he was released yesterday. All of this comes on the heels of New College's attempt to bring laughter and levity to the campus by having another sexual abuser, rapist, Russell Brand, come to entertain the young folks. Russell, another Republican, was again accused of SA and rape in the United Kingdom. So, did they cancel that performance? No. They decided to just shift the performance to a later date. So if they can give him due process, why can't they do it to Garcia? Inquiring minds. And this one time in Sarasota at a mall, he decided to go into a change room and come out stark naked and wander around the store. He exposed himself to staff and customers at Banana Republic as well. You can't make this shit up. And again at Dillard's, where he exposed his Piccolo to the customers and the staff. You know, the Piccolo is the smallest of the flute family, don't you? It is just a mere 33 centimeters long, and it has two pieces. It has the body and the head. Makes sense, right? These offenses start anonymously at first and then increase in intensity. Now, Fred was accused of sending unwanted, unsolicited, inappropriate, and grossly offensive text messages to Florida Rep Jackie Toledo while he was working as her campaign manager. But he said, oh no, it was just jokes. I didn't mean anything by that. It was a joke. All in fun. She didn't think they were all in fun, and she sued him. And I guess it was taken too long by the time she did, either her or the courts the lawsuit was dropped anyway. Let's just go there. So he went from sending emails to exposing himself in public to actually going to stores where women shop, rip off his clothes, and show himself off, put it that way. Now imagine a young high school girl working in there after school, and he comes in doing his doings there. In his bail hearing, it was noted that while in the dressing room in Dillard's, he asked for assistance. And when they came back to help him, the door to the change room was open. And there he was, pulling on his Piccolo? I don't know. But yeah. And the Banana Republic, of all places, come on. Banana Republic. The store employee said that Fred played with his Piccolo in the fitting room while the door was open. And when the young girl came back and looked, he was doing the deed while looking her square in the eye. So it's not like he didn't realize he was doing like, oh, geez, I got caught. Oh, sorry, I'm sorry. No, he sat there with the door open hoping somebody would come by. So one thing I have learned from these guys is that once they start, they don't stop. They just progress. They get worse and worse and worse. That's what happens with these guys. It starts out small, like the email thing, or what used to be, I don't even think it's cute, but they used to, peeping Toms, watching women dress. It starts with like women's lingerie on the clothesline and stuff like that. That's why I don't put my clothes out anymore. Not that anybody's going to look at my shit, just saying. But the fourth incident happened when Piccolo, in March past, exposed himself to a driver after she asked him for directions. Now, he was less than 3 miles from his home. Like, if he needed to do that bad, he could have waited till he got home. But that's not the point with these guys. It's power over a victim. That's all it is. That poor woman, can't imagine. Because he gave her directions, drove up the road, came back, and got closer to her so she would have to look in the car. So how many times has he done this before he's gotten caught? That's what I want to know. Because these guys are progressive, right? They've done it so many times, and then they finally get caught, and it's like, oh, no, I'm sorry, right? Sob story comes out. These guys usually start off by, like I said, clotheslines of lingerie. Then they progress to being peeping Tom. Sounds really cute, but it's not. It's invasive. And then up close and personal occasions, like this sick bastard was doing at the Banana Republic, knowing that it's all young girls that work there. Target age, I'm supposing. And in my opinion, there's no cure for these guys. However, there are room in some cells, I heard, in El Salvador, where they can take care of people that cannot be cured of their crimes. I'm just saying. Now, his lawyer, this pissed me off. His lawyer said his client's alleged crimes were attributed to his client's medical condition. I would like to inform you that my client, Fred Piccolo, has been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. The medications prescribed by his doctors resulted in compulsive behavior and hypersexuality as the side effects. My husband has Parkinson's, and he's on some pretty wicked drugs. So I don't know who's prescribing him what, but the side effects on my husband's Parkinson's drugs have nothing like that whatsoever. Side effects of his is nausea, dizziness, headache, and like a vertigo sensation if you stand too quick and you lose your balance and stuff like that. Also, he should wear sunscreen because it can cause melanoma. If you're out in the sun, it'll enhance the melanoma cancer. The medication slows the tremors and eases the stiffness in the joints and the muscles. But I suppose his hands will do the same thing. Just saying. So yeah, that's the trash of the day. Just is. So I hope he starts his trial next week, I think. Next week, beginning of May. So yeah, he can just fuck all the way off with saying that about Parkinson's disease. Such an asshole. Anyway, Nana loves you. Be good, be safe, and please take care of you first so you can take care of somebody else. Because let's face it, we're all going to need a little taken care of. I love you all so much. Don't forget to subscribe. Hangers on. See you tomorrow. Newcomers, come on, hang out with us tomorrow. I love you all. Take care.